Okay, hello everyone. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is a little different video. So today we're going to be talking about how to get better in Apex, okay? So Apex has a lot of things that other shooters really don't have, okay? And one of them, well, the first thing is going to be, one of them is movement is more precise and stuff, and movement definitely matters more. So, but the first thing we're gonna obviously the best thing in Apex to be better at is aiming, okay? And there's no way around that. And aiming in this game is not just aiming at a dead target that isn't moving, because when someone is moving, if you look at me now, when someone's moving, they're moving like this while they're shooting, right? So the best thing you can do is to get better at tracking. Now, what is tracking? Tracking is basically you see a person's movement. When that movement, like say for example, like a lot of times for me, instead of, because I use C as crouch and I use C as slide, so like I probably should change that honestly eventually in my gameplay. But for a lot of times for me, I go left, right? Because I can hold A while I'm crouching and while I'm spamming crouch or spamming slide. So the biggest thing is you need to see, like, for example, I'm going to go like this way, so a person would need to track me to the right. So it'd be basically just like if this was a person and that's a person and this is a person, you'd shoot him here, shoot him there, shoot him there. And you'd be shooting that consistently, so it'd look something like this, right? So you're kind of like dragging towards them. Okay, so that is the biggest thing in Apex. Personally, for me, that is one of the biggest things. I mean, they all play a role, but aim is really everything. I mean, if you're good at aiming, you can just be good at the game in general. You may not be like Apex Predator or anything like that, but you could be just good at the game in general. Next thing is, personally for me, it's movement. Movement can be like the biggest thing in the game. So basically, movement is like every time. So slide jumping is really the #1 key, right? Slide jumping is always key, and you can do that. You don't want to do a death slide, right? You need to make sure it's a couple seconds afterwards. You can kind of tell, and then see, that's a death slide. That's what you don't want to do. So you come like this, and then you go to slide again. That's a death slide. You don't want to do that. So you want to go like this, boom, and then boom, or like this, boom, and then wait a second or two, and then boom. I do a death slide a lot. I mean, it's just something that happens, guys. We all do it, and we all make mistakes. But movement's the biggest thing. When you're shooting someone, you need to be moving. And a lot of times I tell people, personally, for me it's a little harder because of how I use my crouch button. A lot of people use the mouse scroll now that they've watched ACU's video. And if you have not watched ACU's movement guide, I highly think you should go watch that instead of mine, because mine's not going to be as like insanely edited and stuff like that. I'm just going to put this on video on YouTube and kind of help you guys from a clear perspective of me recording this video. So when you're shooting someone, you want to be moving back and forth like this. You know what I mean? Even if it's not hip firing, I mean, you can be crouching. For me, I do it like this. This is just how my movement is happening, and it's maybe what makes me maybe not as good as I should be. But I always go like this. So I always spam crouch. If I'm shooting someone and I'm moving, when I'm moving, that's usually 9 times out of 10. That's usually how I play with the movement while I'm fighting someone. Because if you just stand still, you are gonna get fucking dumpstered on. I promise it's gonna happen. If like maybe people are really bad, but it's, dude, like if you get the higher rank, you're gonna get dumpstered on. You can't stand still. So, you know, for me, I go like this. You know what I mean? You just kind of move while you're shooting. And I always spam crouch. That's personally a thing I do. And I think a lot of people should do it. Okay? So, once you have movement down, you know, learning how to jump slide. I mean, there's other stuff you can do. Like, you can wall jump and stuff like that. I'm not going to show wall jump. If you want to learn wall jump, go to AC's video guide. He shows it all and how to do it perfectly. But I'm not going to show that. I really don't ever see that play a role. I mean, very, very, very seldom. Once in a, like, 2,000 games, maybe that is good to use. But personally, it's not something I do a lot. But jump sliding, or slide jumping, sorry, is the biggest thing, honestly, in the game. And learning how to climb. Climbing plays a big role, too. You know, if your opponent, just because your opponent's here, doesn't mean you just need to, like, get on this rock and then push them from here. Like, if you see your teammates are pushing and one pushes like here instead of here, you just go over here and push this way. You're going to be shooting from 2 different angles. And that takes us to my next part, is learning how to position yourself, right? Because positioning in this game is everything. Next to your, obviously, your movement and your aim, but positioning you can be the worst aim in the world, but if you have a position, shooting someone in the back, sorry, you're gonna destroy them. Like, I mean, unless your aim is like complete ass and you literally just started playing the game, you're gonna destroy somebody. You know, if you see your teammate fighting someone, and so that's the enemy right there. If he's looking there, pull up on this guy. You know, get height on him. You know, don't always play low ground either. Play the height. Play the height. You see the height here? This is just an advantage, just because I have a little bit of height. You know, because maybe he's gonna think I'm just behind him, and then he can just turn around. But maybe I'm on height, whereas he has to kind of look and find me. Time that happens, he's already dead. You know what I mean? So movement. You know, aim. Positioning is huge in higher ranks. I see that I'm lagging or something. Positioning is so big for higher ranks. I don't know what's happening. Maybe the server. You know, that is the biggest things, I'd say. Now, I'm trying to think if I missed anything here. Now, learning gun skill, I mean, I don't know if I really want to go over that. You know, it's all preference. But I think the biggest thing, like, if you can sit in firing range and practice, which everybody kind of does once in a while, learning how to flick is a huge thing, right? And learning, okay, the next thing is going to be learning how to hip fire. Because in this game, in Apex Legends, hip firing is pretty basic. It is one of the most used things in the game. Most of the time when I shoot somebody, I don't even aim down sights. When I'm close to them, I don't aim down sights. And with the Prowler and the Flatline, I'd say it's really, really, really good. It's also pretty decent on the R301, you can see here. See what I mean? That's not how I would hip fire, honestly, at that range. It's good on the alternator. It's good on a lot of guns here. Spitfire is okay. The Hemlock, it's a little weird, but it's not bad. And you got to learn how to play with that gun. Personally, I would grab a Hemlock, or not a Hemlock, a Flatline or a Prowler, and just to show you here what it looks like. Let me grab a 11 mag. Yeah. So you just walk up, and the Prowler has a certain, so every gun has their like certain kind of bullet, how it kind of hits, and I don't want to say it's like, it doesn't have, I don't feel like it has a pattern. It might, but I honestly wouldn't know, to be honest with you. But I would say, you know, some guns, for some reason, when you crouch, right? When you crouch like this, and you're kind of leaned, some guns are way more accurate than others. And I think the Prowler, when you turn it, I feel like it's more accurate. And it does a lot of damage, because it is 5-round burst, so, you know what I mean? So it would look something like this. And obviously, you'd aim up a little bit for the head, which I didn't do, because personally, with the Prowler, I just want to hit them with the bullets. And I don't care really if I get a headshot, because they might be crouching too. You know what I mean? So that is another big thing. Last thing I'll probably put in this video, if you guys want another video on a video like this, maybe I can show you some gameplay or something of times. I got someone that's going to edit some videos for me, kind of like montages. If you guys want to see like some of the stuff I do use, like how I use stuff, and Wingman's a good another one. The way it kind of bends when you lean, right? But the last thing I'll go over in this video before I kind of get off here, because I you know, want to make it as short as possible and just give you guys the biggest tips ever that I possibly can. Is just, you know, always never be standing still. First of all, never be standing still. You should never be standing still. Unless you're literally in a house, sitting in a corner, you should never be, like, doing this. You shouldn't be doing this while you're sitting here looting. You should never be standing still. If you're on controller, I understand. If you're on mouse and keyboard and you're looting a bin and you're standing like this, dude, you just need to not do that. And that is just a horrible idea to do that. So once in a while, you can get away with it. But 9 times out of 10 in this game, if you guys have played this game, or if anybody watching has played this game, which you probably have, this game is bad for third-partying. So you need to grab loot as fast as possible. And the fastest way to not get shot while you're grabbing, I mean, sometimes I loot bins just by, I could be getting shot and I'd be looting a bin, but they're not hitting me because I'm moving like this while I'm looting the bin. Okay? But lastly is flicking. Flicking is huge. Now, I'm a horrible person for this to explain this to you guys. So if you're gonna laugh in the video that I can't hit these shots, I don't use wingman. I don't flick. I'm horrible at it. I can do it a little bit, but I think personally I'm pretty bad at it. So honestly, like, I wish I could get better, and if there's anybody out there that could help me get better, maybe we'll go in firing range together. Hit me up, because I would definitely love to practice. But I just haven't practiced it enough, and I could care less. If the wingman was a little stronger than it is now, because there's guns that are just, I'd rather pick up a prowler. Like, if you look, like, watch how fast I kill somebody with a prowler. You know, obviously the gun's overpowered to a wingman. You know, if I'm aiming chest, and I have to land all those shots while they're moving, right? So, personally, I never really practice. So, flicking just looks like this, right? So, it's better to do it with the sight off of it, just because. Sorry, my nose is a little clogged up. Just because. See how the wingman takes up all of my, like, I can't see this person, like, barely be able to see them with my gun aimed down sights. And hip firing is pretty bad now. I mean, it's doable, but when someone's moving like this, you know, it's going to be hard to hit a wingman shot. Whereas, like, flicking is just better. So if you see them moving, it's just a simple flick. You can try it from here, you can try it from here. I personally do it a little closer so I can see their body. And another little small tip that I kind of do is I aim it up when I do it. I try to do that. I mean, sometimes I just do it like that, right? Because you kind of want to snap and then snap back. So in a slow motion, it would look like this. You would snap and then snap back, right? So, you know, obviously I'm missing because I'm horrible at it. But you see how every time I snap back, I can see the person's body again? And obviously I overshoot. I'm really bad at flicking, guys, so I'm a horrible example for it. But it is a very big thing. And even if you have the sight on it, you know, it's still better because the sight's still taking up room and the gun's still taking up room on your screen. So, and that just no-regged, I think, so I don't even know what happened there. But personally, guys, that's just my tips on Apex. And if you guys have anything else to add to the video that I just forgot, because I feel like I forgot a whole bunch of stuff, and I just wrote down some notes to kind of what I wanted to put in this video. If you guys want another video, let me know. I'm going to be putting some stuff in on YouTube with my montages once my cousin gets ready to edit them. So if you guys want any more content and stuff, let me know. But this is kind of the end of the video for me. I'm just trying to think if I forgot anything. At this point, I mean, these little things should help you guys, because when I first started playing, I didn't know about these stuff, and I ran with my gun out, and I looked like a bot. And that's another thing. Don't ever run with your gun out. You know, if there's people by, then yeah, maybe run with your gun out, but you death slide a lot with your gun out, and it's just kind of. You should always be pressing 3 or holding Y on your controller or whatever key it is. And you should never be running with your gun out. That is a huge thing, because you run faster and with slide jump, and then you can just pull your gun out. You know, it's... so even if I'm in the middle of a fight and there's nobody around me and I just need to... And I'm trying to run, and it's just you're faster with your gun out. So, okay, guys. Thanks for watching. And if you guys want another video, please like and please comment. If you don't like the video, fine, but if you want more content, or if I forgot something, please comment in the video and let me know, because I will make more of this stuff. But if, you know, no one comments, no one likes it, I'm not going to keep making these videos, because I don't make money off these videos. I'm not sponsored by anybody, and I just want to see your guys' thoughts and stuff. So, okay, guys, thanks for watching. Peace.